input stage box, and this is connected directly to the mixing console. Okay, so I have to back up a little bit. Remember that your system has two modes to operate in. One is the easy mode,
Yeah.
and one is the advanced mode. For your standard everyday Sunday services, use the easy mode. What will happen with that is the mixing console will not turn on, will not power up, and you do not need this thing, this box. Okay? The inputs that are available for the easy system are your existing mic inputs. So there's 1 and 2 and 3 over there. They are labeled. And then there's 2 handheld wireless and 2 ear set wireless.
3.
And then the overhead mics are also going into that easy system for recording.
Okay. So that's for the recording. Okay. So Andrea's mic, is it going to be plugged?
Andrea's mic would plug into this mic, this input here.
So that's that one, and then 2 over there. That's for the 2 wireless.
What? No.
No. The wireless are all
wireless
Pulpit.
there. Okay, so
Pulpit.
You can have 3
you
wired
can have
mics
3 wired mics. Okay.
and 4 wireless mics.
Okay.
So number 2 over here, the front one is the pulpit.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
question while we're talking about that. And those boxes, if we wanted to plug a guitar in, we can plug that box in and then plug it into the wall and use it
Yep.
through the system.
Yep. You would have to
We
do
don't need to
some.
have this box here.
You would have to do some configuration in terms of level settings.
Yeah.
But that'll all be on the touch screen here and up there.
Okay. Okay.
So this other one here, is that only for the stage box?
This one here, yes, this is for the stage box. I didn't show you this cable. This is actually
Oh, it's a different kind of
It's
cable.
a
isn't
so we
different
can't
kind of
mess
a
up,
cable.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually a shielded Cat6 cable, but it only goes in one way, and it does lock in just like a microphone cable.
Okay. Good.
When you are plugging it in, plug it into the D-snake in, not the expander. The expander is actually an output.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to do that. When you plug it in, you will see the light.
Oh, the yellow flashing light again. Okay.
Oh, it must be ready. So that means that it's ready. And then you'll also see on the front a couple of blue buttons. So, but let's talk a little bit more about that in just a second, because there's a little bit more about the easy system that I need to talk about as well. Microphone input 1 here and 3 over there. Those are for your standard everyday microphones. You've got 2 with the system, so you got 1 for Andrea and a spare. Okay? These are dynamic microphones. Chris and I were having a talk about this earlier. I'm just going to take it out of its stand. A dynamic microphone, there's a difference between a dynamic and a condenser microphone. Your pulpit mic is a condenser microphone.
Okay.
This is a dynamic microphone. A dynamic microphone is a speaker, a loudspeaker in reverse. So it's got a magnet in here and a coil inside the magnet. When you speak into the mic, the coil vibrates back and forth, creating an electrical charge that goes down the mic cable. Okay? Doesn't require any external phantom power, any power, nothing else. You just plug it in and it should work. A condenser microphone, like what's on your pulpit, is different. It requires power to operate. So you've got 3 mics as part of your system currently that are phantom powered or require power. That's the pulpit mic and the 2 hanging mics.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to have power. They're going to touch your nose. So the pulpit,
Okay.
that's
So a condenser mic is a little more sensitive than a dynamic mic, meaning that it can be used a little bit further away and it'll still pick up. and it can be a little bit smaller capsule because of the technology that's in it.
So that has to get plugged in. Where does it get plugged? Maybe that's
So-
why it wasn't working Sunday.
So that mic
Goes in number 2.
needs to be plugged into mic input 2. That is labeled the Pulpit mic as well.
Okay. And does it get, that's got power in number 2? Is that why?
Number 2 is the only mic of these, or the only input of these 3 inputs that will have that phantom power.
Okay. Maybe it was plugged into the wrong one then.
Wow, it was different system too.
That was the old system.
That's the old system.
Who
Okay.
knows?
Okay, because there was no power, it wasn't working Sunday. It was up there, it just, for some reason, didn't work.
So, yeah, so we'll be talking a little bit more about phantom power a little later, but just be aware that the Pulpit mic is number 2,
Yep.
and these are number
One and three.
1. When you're using dynamic microphones, it's a good idea to have them relatively close to your mouth. If someone holds it out here or down here or over here or whatever, that's not going to work very well.
Right.
It needs to be relatively close. I usually suggest within 8 inches, but 8 inches is kind of pushing it
Yeah.
if you want to get a good level in here. So it should be fairly close.
You could almost put it like on your chin.
If I'm holding it, I often just sort of just set it on my chin gently, and then I know it's always there.
Yeah.
Bristles.
Yeah, you got to be a little
Gotta
careful
shave.
about that.
To do a distance on the pulpit mic, you have a recommendation?
It can be used. I like to say up to 2 feet away, but again, 2 feet's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
You're going to get pretty good use of it. Let's go. I'm just going to walk over this way here. This is a new Pulpit mic as well.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So, let's see, it wasn't configured properly. There.
So basically you can stand up like you are there and just talk.
This should work out really well. That's about a foot away.
Yeah.
That'll pick up quite well.
So what did you just adjust there? Or is
Should
that
say it.
something that we need to worry about?
This is something you don't need to worry
Okay.
about. That's a roll-off switch. Just helps to eliminate or lessen thumps and bumps and
We
things.
need bigger labels.
They have small labels.
Yeah, it's what I had available.
Yeah, I
so
know.
It's,
We can put one over that.
yeah.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, so this should work. It's a good idea when someone is speaking at the pulpit. This is kind of an education thing. A lot of people will talk, and then they want to talk to someone over there, and they'll look over like that. That's not a good practice. A good practice when using a podium mic is to always keep the microphone between you and where you're looking. So if you want to address the people over there, instead of going like this, you actually go like this. And then you want to talk to these people over here, and you go over here. And that way, you're staying a consistent distance from the microphone, and your voice is always going directly into the microphone, and it creates a very even sound.
We're gonna have to train 200 people. I'd like to have a little shock collar. We can shock him up in the wrong spot.
I've seen people put labels up here, speak into the mic, whatever needs to be said to remind. The easy system, they are only there for recording levels. Okay, they're not there for amplification. If you use them through the main system, you have that ability to put them through the main speakers, but you need to do that very carefully if you do that, so you don't. I don't
Oh,
want
you
it to
mean
feed-
so that they're feeding back, actually you're hearing them through the speakers?
Exactly. I recommend using them only for recording,
Okay.
but you may have a small group up here that requires.
Sometimes the
it.
choirs are quieter, yeah. It wouldn't hurt. You never know. We can play with it and try it.
So are those the same ones that were here before?
That's correct, yes. We
Just
have
move-
moved them back a little bit closer to the choir, but they are the same.
And they're wired up differently to what we had them.
They're wired up differently into the system.
You mean they weren't good?
Platform as well. Your video input plate over there, the one with the red light on it, that's going to work exactly the same as it always has.
Never used it, so that's fine.
Usually used by the men's club
If you want to put a note.
and other presentations.
On the computer.
Somebody coming in with their own laptop can plug into there, and they don't even need to go up or touch anything
They
upstairs.
can do the presentation. and
Yeah,
it shows
they
up
just
on
bring our little black bag
Yep.
with a cord.
One of the things you could do is, well, with the Easy system, you do have the ability to plug in down here and have the video system. So if you get a rental group coming in and say, I want to use the screens, well, there's your input. This is how you put down the screens, turn on the projectors, and away we go.
Now, is that set up through the Easy system?
Yes.
Okay.
it.
But we would
You
just,
gotta go up there.
we would have to put down screens and stuff?
Nope.
Okay,
Down on that touch screen, we'll figure out exactly what needs to go on there. But the idea is that for a rental group, they would only need to do
Yep.
this. They would
That
not
would be
need to go
handy.
upstairs.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so I think you just said something that I hadn't even thought about. So I thought that the sound system and the video system were completely separate, but it sounds like when you're talking
Nope.
Easy, you press one button and it all comes on.
The audio system has at its core the QSYS Core 110. It's a processor that we're using not only as an audio processor to optimize the sound for the audio system, but we're also using it as a processor to give control to the entire system. So through the touch screen, there's that one over there, and there's another, it's a larger one up in the booth. You'll be able to go over there, first of all, power up the sound system, power up the video system, put the screens down, turn on the projectors, adjust volume for the audio system, select an input. That's may or may not be in the Easy system.
Select an input for audio or video, or both,
For video,
for the video. So
For-
whether it's this one or that one.
or upstairs, that's right.
Okay.
Now, that would be a question actually for this particular screen, because Chris is just doing some programming as to what's actually showing up on these screens. This screen here, for the video system, we can choose either that input or the projector up there. For a rental situation, for your Easy system, I would think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you would only want to have the ability to have this input working. So if they need to show something, they plug in there and
Yep.
nobody goes upstairs, it's just
Yep.
off balance.
The idea is if they want somebody upstairs, they gotta get one of us to go.
That's right. And so for your Sunday morning service, then up there you would have the ability to select between them. But down here, it only shows up as that's the input. When you
Okay.
turn on the
Yep.
system, boom, that's it.
That's good. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You don't need the choice there. You're right.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Okay.